Peace, peace, good people, and welcome to my channel. I am Nuku, the Horned Dakini, coming on to give you guys Taurus's reading. Taurus, I know y'all been like, hold on now, where is she at with our reading? So I am here. I am finally here to give you guys Taurus's reading. So if you are Taurus Sun, Taurus Moon, Taurus Rising, Venus Taurus, maybe even Mercury and Mars Taurus, you may resonate with this reading. So come on in and get comfortable, okay? Newbies, hello. If this is your very first time visiting with me, welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope that you do choose to subscribe and stay. I am delighted to have you here, and you are welcomed, okay? OGs, returnees, and newly subscribees. Thank you all so very much. I really, really appreciate you guys, okay? More than you know, okay? So listen up, Buttercup. I'm a Taurus with a plethora of Tauran placements. So this reading, it may touch me just like it's going to touch you, because I don't know what it's about. I don't know who, what type of Taurus that it is for. I don't know if it's going to lean more toward the April Tauruses or lean more toward the May Tauruses. I don't know. I'm an April Taurus, so I hope to get some direct information as well, okay? And shout out to my April Tauruses, okay? Because we are one of a kind, okay? We are one of a kind. It has taken me a while. I purposely waited a couple of days before I did Taurus's reading, because baby, child of Tauruses, we have really, 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 really been going through it, right? And when I say going through it, not like, well, I don't even want to say, because some Tauruses probably have been going through it, like, whatever. And then some is just being lightweight but consistent lightweight shit, just always something, right? And that actually is to be expected, or was to be expected, because Uranus has been in us, I think, since 2018, and it just now, like within the last few months maybe, or either it's coming up, but literally just left us and went over into Gemini. And I want to say that it has been retrograding back and forth from Gemini back into us, and then it just recently, or either will very soon station itself in Gemini. I don't know, go do the research. I remember looking into all of that last year, so I didn't commit it to memory, But either way, even if it's just now stationing in Gemini, the remnants that it left, right? What we can still feel from what it has been doing to us for the last 5-6 years has just been so freaking overwhelming. Like, oh my God. So I do know that a lot of Tauruses went through a many transformations. Just like Gemini is about to, right? Anytime Uranus touches your sign, and everybody will, given that you're able to live a full, life, you will experience Uranus coming through your sign. And baby, it ain't no joke. Because when Uranus touches you, nothing that you think is solid will ever be solid. I don't care how much work you put into something. When Uranus touches your sign, for them years that Uranus is touching you, it ain't solid. It's going to tear it down. It's going to let you build it, might let you experience it, and then plummet it. Okay? So a lot of people experienced transformation after transformation after transformation after transformation, and some of it was to get you unstuck and to move you to higher and greater grounds and whatever it is that you were trying to build for yourself. And for some people, it was like, nope, that ain't even what you're supposed to be doing. So gonna shake them grounds and knock that over. I liken the Tower card to Uranian energy, because the Tower card, it doesn't necessarily mean, because a lot of people see their card and feel like it's a bad card. No, it just means you're going to be put in a situation where you have to jump out of that building before it falls, or you're going to be pushed out of the building before it falls. Either way, something, whether it's thyself or your spirit guide, something's trying to get you to move before something crashes down and is destroyed, right? So, you know, you have people who are reluctant to move or reluctant to change, reluctant to um deconstruct so they can reconstruct. So for those people, Uranus probably has been very just unfair, seemingly unfair, only because those people did not get the memo. Okay, you have to be willing to jump when she gets shaky, and you know that it is not something that you're supposed to be doing, something you're supposed to stay in building. You have to be willing to leap, right? So that I got a feeling that that's what the collective of Tauruses have been experience, and I know I have. Now it has not been, it ain't ate the girl up, you know. I'm here, alive, well, better than ever, but I do remember where I was mentally when Uranus stationed in Taurus, and where I was then to where I am now. From a energetic standpoint, it's very different. It is very different. So it was a few times I had to hold my breath, though. It was a few times that I was like, okay. Because sometimes you just got to be cool. Sometimes it makes you go silent. Sometimes you just like, sir, what are you doing? So I do believe that that is the collective that I am talking to, the collective of Tauruses who are just now coming off of the Uranian high that we've been on. Okay, so let's go ahead and welcome in the sweet, sweet spirit of love, light, and life for the collective of Taurus. Thank you, sweet spirit, for using me as a trusted and true vessel to bring about a message for the collective of Taurus that will soon be here to view this read. Ashe. Oh, show me clearly who, what, when, why, where, and how for the collective of Taurus. Show me where to stop these cards, because I'm going to lay cards. I'm not going to receive any jumpers. I'm going to find where I'm supposed to, there we go, where I'm supposed to stop. And these are the cards that will speak to the Taurans, okay? If you're here, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so we have the Wheel of Fortune, Ashe, because it is time. It is definitely time. We have, for those of us who spin, flew, drop, got back up, spin. For those of us who took our lessons and understood the memo in stride, Taurus, this is the outcome. This is the destiny. The Wheel of Fortune is the destiny. It is where, ultimately, being where you're supposed to be. And many of us had to come through things that we thought we wanted. We had to experience those things for a minute. We had to, you know, go through the woes and ohs of something that we thought we wanted, right? Just to get to a point where we understand that we no longer need it. Even if we stayed in it for a while, even if we traversed it, navigated it for a while, I think it is safe to say that every Tauran, again, who got the memo, because some people didn't let go easily, but those of us who got the memo, we have arrived at a place now that now we know where we are, what we're supposed to be doing, and where to plant our feet at. Like a new foundation. Like we can plant our feet in something now because we understand where it's solid. Maybe when we first started, maybe when Uranus first started in us back in 2000, I'll say 2017 is when we probably began to feel the pull of Uranus settling in our sign. So whatever you had going on then, you could have been starting something at that point. Like I know I started my YouTube August 2017. So it could have been things that we started at that point that maybe we now no longer need, or we've perfected it, or it looks different. Maybe you're going to give it some type of different personality, right? So just place the energy where it belongs. But it is something that you probably started around 2017, 2018 that has grown you up. It has matured you. It has seasoned you. What you started off doing it for ain't where you're at with it now. Even if you're still doing the same thing, maybe the purpose has changed, right? Either way, right where you're supposed to be, because the Wheel of Fortune talks about destiny. The Wheel of Fortune talks about things now because something has changed. A page has turned, a new chapter or a new book is being written on said thing, and now you can receive the spoils, you can receive the reward of the work that was previously done. Because see, I don't think what you thought was rewards when you started certain things, you might have saw fruit from it, right? But I think ultimately there was a bigger picture, and that's what the Wheel of Fortune is about, landing you on grounds that were destined for you, because you now see the bigger picture. So I know I've gotten wordy, but you guys are my babies. I am a Taurus, so of course I'm going to be a little more elaborate with us. All right? Thank you for being here. If you're resonating with just this one card so far, if you're already seeing how this Wheel of Fortune is playing out in your life, throw a Ferris wheel down in the comments, Taurus. Put a Ferris wheel. You know, there's a little emoji for a Ferris wheel. I want to know which Tauruses are in a better position, in a better place, feeling solid and concreted in what they're doing now. It's like you know what you know, and you know it, like beyond the shadow of a doubt. You know, like some people are doing something that they don't know. They just kind of going with it like a feather in the wind. They just flowing, and I'm going with the flow type. I'm talking to the Tauruses now. You ain't going with the flow. You are the flow. You already went with the flow. Okay, and now you understand the frequency of the flow, and now you know how to make your own flow. I'm talking to those. So the Six of Cups talks about joy. It talks about memories from things in the past. I believe that this is directly connected to you looking back over these last 5-6 years and being very proud that you didn't give up. Being very proud that you were able to withstand some of the currencies that came with those years. For some of us, those years were turbulent. Not so much physically turbulent, not so much mentally turbulent, not so much emotionally turbulent. I mean, it's going to be different for everybody. It could be spiritual, it could be mental, it could be physical, or it could be emotional. It could have been emotional. For some of us, it was financial. So, place the energy where it belongs, But I believe that I'm talking to the Tauruses who now understand why they went through everything they went through. It's all making sense, and you knew to count it all joy. So I'm talking to some seasoned Tauruses, maybe seasoned in age, but definitely seasoned in your spiritual maturity. You knew, no matter what you went through, no matter how Uranus kept lifting us up and then letting us down, lifting us up, letting us down, you didn't give up. You didn't give up. And I'm going to tell you something. A lot of people don't run on to the end. A lot of people don't make it. So it doesn't matter what you went through. You didn't give up. And for that reason, you need to pat yourself on the back. You need to toot your own horn. You need to tell your story. You need to do whatever it takes to keep the energy of reward alive. Keep the energy of joy. But I'm talking to some Tauruses that understood to count it all joy. I don't know if maybe you are, maybe you're religious, Okay, and maybe you go to church, or maybe you're just very well versed in the Bible. I'm very well versed in the Bible. I grew up a Christian, so that is the foundation of what I know. Of course, I stepped on ladders above Christianity and went into higher knowledge. So, but a lot of the things that I do and say and reference are a part of the Bible, and one of those would be to know how to count it all joy, come what may, count it all joy, because I know that I was taught that no matter what you go through, things get greater later. The test be staying in that mindset. And the experiences that you can encounter down here on earth will most definitely test that. But I'm talking to those of you who maybe read that scripture and you knew to, no matter what, count it all joy, right? So the next card is the Ace of Cups. Okay, the Ace of Cups. A renewing of your heart, a renewing of love. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean a renewing of love in the form of a relationship. I think this is a renewing of a love for life, a luster for life, right? Because maybe whatever you experienced during these last 5-6 years, was trying to get you to give up. I'm talking to some Tauruses that our stubborn asses don't give up on nothing. So I'm talking to y'all. I'm talking to us. I'm talking to the Tauruses that said, I don't give a damn. I'm not giving up. People call us stubborn, but really all that means is we're very tenacious. We have the audacity to say, no, I'm going to win. You have to have a lot of audacity to fight things that are coming against you, and they seemingly look like they're bigger than you. They seemingly look like they are more powerful than you. They seemingly look like they got more access and more things going in their favor than you. So to still remain tenacious, to still remain confident, to still remain stubborn, as they call us, because nothing backs a bull down. If anything, when you come against us, the harder we come, right? So I'm talking to those of us who, no matter what came toward us, no matter what tried us, we still stood 4 hooves down. Okay? Okay? But there was a rekindling of your heart space. There was a rekindling of your creativity. There was a rekindling of your intimacy with thyself. Okay, this is not about anybody else, Taurus. This is about you. Okay, so this rekindling that I am seeing, because now your cup is back full. Your Ace of Cups is a gift from God. It's like you've been re-given. Some of you were re-given a whole new cup, and then some of y'all's cup was just refilled. How you will know the difference? What you used to like, you don't like none of that no more. People, places, things, habits, behaviors. Y'all got a brand new cup, right? You used to do this. Now you don't do that no more. For those of you who got your cup filled up, you're doing the same thing. Your cup, your ambition was just refilled, right? Your joy for whatever it is that you really enjoyed doing was refilled. Your mojo was refilled, right? So place the energy where it belongs. You'll know which one of those is you based on what I just said. Whole new cup. Some of y'all, thought you wanted to be a chef. You went to school for it. You did everything to prepare your life to be a chef. This turbulence came through, tested all of that, and it didn't take that away from you or knock that down. It actually lifted you higher, and you ain't a chef no more. Now you're an author. Now you're writing books, teaching people how to become a chef, right? So that's what I mean. Whole new cup. Whole new cup. Okay? Then on the flip side, those of you who want to become a chef, some shit popped off. You could never really get your feet planted on the ground in the chef world. You lost the ambition to it. You stopped cooking. Matter of fact, when you heard the word chef, you just, you turned now your cup has been refilled. And you're all things chef again. And now you know exactly what to do, how to do it, where to do it, So do you got a whole new cup? Or did your cup just get refilled, right? Either way, both of those are awesome. Okay? Because it shows that no matter what, you still stayed the course. Okay? You still stayed the course. Even for those of you who you started looking really differently, or either turned your head to whatever it was that you were not able to do. You only did that because how things were unfolding. Your heart's desire to be whatever this thing was that you didn't get an opportunity to be because Uranus was Uranusing. You never stopped loving it. It was just hurtful to know that you couldn't do it, okay? But because you kept a love for it, okay? You kept a love for it. Now that we are out of the testy times of Uranus, now that love has been rekindled, okay? So place energy where it belongs if it belongs, but each of us know what that thing is in our lives, right? So the next card is the Five of Pentacles, okay? That hardship. That's really what I just got through speaking about when it came to the currencies and the turbulences that came along with these last 5-6 years. It did bring a lot of hardship to some people. As I mentioned earlier, some people, it tested them financially. Some people, it tested your health, your physical health, your mental health, your spiritual health. It tested things. Uranus does that. That's what Uranus does. It tests the grounds that things are on. Is your value system built on solid ground? Some of us built things on shaky grounds. Some of us built things on or in quicksand. So it was just a matter of time before it was just sucked in to the quicksand, okay? Some of us built too close to waters, meaning too close to your emotions. So anytime somebody came in and tested you emotionally, whatever you thought you built was going to shake, right? Them emotions was going to come in and shake it because it wasn't built on solid ground. It was built on emotional shit. Okay? And that could look like somebody starting a business, helping somebody. Let's say a woman starting a business helping women who've been cheated on. Well, the only reason you started that business is because you were a woman who got cheated on. So that was an emotional driven, impulsive mission, because you probably didn't even get the help that you needed to subside that, to heal that. So anytime something happened to you, or something happened to one of your clients, let's just say, you were emotionally driven to help them, but maybe wasn't giving them the help that they actually needed, right? Because everything was emotionally driven. You might have told them to hurt them. You might have told them to, I don't know. Place the energy where it belongs. These are just examples too. So if I happen to be hitting home, I'm not picking. I don't know who you are. If you're here and I'm happen to touch things that you actually did. Again, I'm not a shade thrower. Okay, that was just an example. But it's an example on what people do, because a lot of people start businesses and start podcasts and start channels and start things based on being heard, right? Because people want to be heard when they're hurt, and people also want to tell their side of the story. So sometimes there's a lack of accountability when those type of businesses are started. So you don't ever want to start things off of emotional outburst or emotional turbulences. You want to heal that first, because after you heal, you might even realize, I don't want to start a business while I'm talking to other women who've been hurt. I don't want to do that. I hope they heal and may they hearts mend and they can move on, but I don't want to sit and talk to women who've been through stuff like that. That might be where your mind goes if you heal yourself first. So again, that was just an example. Place the energy where it belongs, if that belongs, okay? But I do believe that the Five of Pentacles plays a major role in what each Taurus that is here resonating with the reading could have experienced. It could have been hardship that was brought about these last few years, okay? But y'all, we are so free. We are more free than any other sign. Do you hear me? Now, Saturn will be going over into Taurus like 2029 maybe. I think 2029. Don't. It's going to be somewhere around there. So we'll have another test come around. But until then, baby, enjoy the lush green gardens, okay? Because our grass is green on this side, right? When people say it ain't green on the other side, yes, it is on this side. On Taurus' side, the grass is now green because we just came from dry lands. We just came from brown grass, okay? We just came from land that was barren, okay? Or maybe we were able to touch a little bit of the green grass. As soon as we thought we had landed somewhere that was green and lush, we were taken from it. Now we have actually landed there, Taurus. We're there. We are there. Okay. Now the next card is the Fool. Did I not just say that? Did I not just say that we landed on pure grounds, generous grounds, plentiful grounds, fruitful grounds, bountiful grounds, abundant grounds, prosperous grounds, creative grounds, grounds that are fully supported by your angels and your guides, right? Because when you land on a new path, there's a level of innocence and not naiveness that comes with a new path, but that's a beautiful thing because that is an insured the insurance that comes with a new path is you got guides already there waiting on you. Kind of like when you go on an all-inclusive trip, and soon as you get off or out of the van that takes you to your retreat, it's people there already handing you stuff and telling you welcome, and they giving you a drink, they handing you some hors d'oeuvres, and you just looking like, oh my God, okay then, thank you, how y'all doing? And they like, welcome, welcome. Well, that's exactly what the new path, the Fool's journey is. There are energies and entities and even new physical people that are on that path that are going to be greeting you. And let me tell you something. You deserve everything that comes along with this new path. You deserve to be honored. You deserve to be catered to. You deserve for people to listen to you. You deserve support and attention and love. Okay? Not because you're just this grandeur human, but because you've endured and you stayed the course, and the rewards of that is the wheel of fortune. It is your destiny. It is your destiny to land on a path that is supportive of who you are and the totality of you. Nothing on this path is going to go against you. Yeah, I know some people say, oh, new levels bring new devils, and I say that too. Because there are times when I can see when those new levels are going to bring about new devils. But let me tell you something, Taurus, not right here. See, sometimes the devil knows who not to fuck with. Right now, we are the universe's fave. We are God's faves. We are the goddess's faves, okay? And you'll know that. Because things will just flow smoothly in your life. I do got one more card. Things are just going to flow smoothly. Okay. Now, let me tell you something. Nothing can embark on our free will. So if you want to sit in misery, if you want to sit in the oh, woe me, if you want to sit in that victim energy, if you want to sit and claim you've been martyred, if you want to sit in bullshit, that's on you. Is this available? Is this Wheel of Fortune and this Fool card available to you? Is this new path available to you? Is a clean slate available to you? Yes, 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 and yes. All of that is available to you. But if you don't want it, and you'd rather walk with those crutches, and you'd rather remain in that hardship energy, you'd rather lack ambition, you'd rather lack creativity, you'd rather be in the isolation of life, still trying to figure it out and over processing and over analyzing everything. If you'd rather do that, the universe is gonna get in your way. It ain't gonna get in your way. It's not gonna stop you, right? We all have two paths, all the time, every time, right? Because we live in a realm of duality. So there's always two choices. So you can choose that choice. I mean, you can choose that path. You can make the decision to stay in a burdened, stressed out form of thinking, form of feeling. Or you can go on your path that is yummy, that is delicious, that is tantalizing and mesmerizing and full of joy, right? You can let that shit in. You can let it in, Taurus. because it's already written. It's already done. It's already been laid and made available to you. I'm not telling you got to manifest this. I'm telling you it is already manifested because we've already come through our time of struggle. We've come through our time of hardship. We've come through our time of it's a word. Hold on. We've been revived. This is our revival. I got one more card. Eight of Wands. There's movement. There's movement happening right now. For those of you who you're resonating with what I'm saying, there's already movement. There's already things being put in place. There's already things happening to show you, whether they're micro or macro. Don't discount nothing, okay? Because some blessings are real big, and some blessings are real small. Count them all joy. Because there was a time when you wasn't getting neither. Or there was a time that you would get them and they were taken away immediately, right? You got a chance to look at it. As soon as you got ready to taste it, it was Uranus took it. Okay? Now, there are other forms of transformation that I feel many of us have experienced throughout those years. We lost a lot. Some people lost cars. Some people lost homes. Some people lost businesses. Some people lost jobs. Some people lost loved ones. I lost my dad last year, okay, in June, okay. Big loss. That was my divine masculine. I'm a daddy's girl. So losing my dad reshaped some things in my mind, right? It did. But because I am very spiritual and I understand ancestorhood, it did not drop me on my head. Sometimes grief drops people on their head. The grief didn't drop me on my head. Thank God. Thank Goddess that I was so tapped in, tuned in, turned on to the spirit realm that the very first night my dad passed, he came to me. So, and then he's pretty much came to me via dream every night. And we're 7 months in, almost 8 months in, and there's not a night that goes by that I don't dream of my dad, right? So, it's just the grief. It has been heavy. But it has not been the type of heavy that most people experience, right? My physical body is missing hugging and loving on his physical body. But now his spiritual self is with me every single day. I am a woman of altars. So, of course, I made him an altar. I sit with him. I feed him. He was a man of leisure, so he loved his Parmesan. I pour him shots, and I sit and talk to my dad. And the same energy that I would get from him if I was sitting right in front of him is the same energy I get when I sit with my altars. Because when you love somebody, you already know what they would say to you. When you love somebody and you've spent time with them, it's almost like you can see their facial expressions. You know everything that they would say and how they would look as they were saying it. So he's gone in the physical, as we all will be one day. But his spirit, if people love you, they're going to keep your spirit alive. And that is what keeps our ancestors still in the realm of responsibility to us. Knowing, believing, talking, and keeping them busy even over in the ethers. I tell them all the time, okay, now you gone in the physical, but now you're more powerful and more resourceful than ever because you're back at source. So there are things that you couldn't do when you were here that you absolutely have the power and the magic to do now. So my daddy has not failed me since he didn't fail me when he was here, and he's not failing me now that he is in the realm of the ancestors. Okay, so I just said all that to say, Uranian energy came and took a lot of things, but one thing I can say that it also did, if you have attuned your mind to see where your strengths are. From 2017 up until I lost my dad, which was June 2025, and of course hindsight is 2020, I didn't realize how much I was being prepared, right? How much strength I was being given, how I'm so solid, I'm so concreted, I'm so who I am. I know who I am. I am that I am, that I am, that I am, that I am. So when I lost him, yes, a part of me died because our parents are our lifelines. But the part of me that died is just the little girl that misses her daddy, not the grown woman that I had become because of my daddy, right? So if your if your if your loss was a loss of a loved one, I hope that you were able to take their transition and transmute it into the powers that were already being made healthy and strong within you. Okay. So again, as I said earlier, I am talking to Tauruses who you've been doing the work for a while. I don't think I'm talking to brain. If you're new to spirituality, you're new to metaphysics, you're new to shadow work, you're new to awakenings, you're new to rebirth things, all of this is just hitting you all of a sudden and you're new. I'm not saying that I'm not talking to you, because I am talking to you as well. Newbies, new Tauruses who are just now entering onto their spiritual journeys. But I may have to come back and do another reading for you guys, because a baby bull who doesn't understand the different dimensions of thyself, you may not be as advanced as the Tauruses that I'm speaking to, because it takes a very advanced being to understand what I'm saying, okay? Because if you're still going through things, sometimes the power of the experience will override the power of the lesson of the experience, okay? So you got to be very seasoned mentally, emotionally, and spiritually to understand this new path that is available to you, okay? I'm still going to pull a few more cards. I'm 36 minutes in. Tauruses, if this is your reading and you know it, please subscribe if you haven't, first and foremost. Like, and I still want you to drop that Wheel of Fortune, that Ferris wheel down in the... Because I just had a download. Drop the Ferris wheel down in the comments. How do you want me to say this, Spirit? Show me clearly. I do believe that there are a few select Tauruses here that are struggling, because I saw the Devil card pop up in my head. It's not in my deck, but it popped up in my mind's eye. Somebody is still struggling with some type of temptation. And I don't know if this temptation is a person, so that's why you can't tap your destiny, because somebody is tethered to you, or if you are splintered, and because it feels like this is something that is self-produced, even if it involves another person. I think you are hanging on to something that you actually have the power to cut, but it feeds you in somehow. I don't know if it feeds you like physically feeds you, or it feeds, I don't know if it feeds your ego, if it feeds you, I don't know what it's feeding, but the only thing you have to do is let it go. Because I think what I'm sensing is, oh, I'm getting tingly. There are bits and pieces of you kind of scattered and shattered because of whatever this is. Place this energy where it belongs. This doesn't feel like a collective. It feels like a certain selective group of the collective. You know if this is your energy or not. But yeah, whoever I'm talking to, you're splintered, and you know you're splintered because you're trying to straddle the fence. Thank you, Spirit. You're trying to keep a foot over here with whatever this thing is that is toxic, and then keep a foot over here in the part of your life that is tantalizing and fruitful. But you can't straddle the fence. Something's got to give, because you're gonna be pulled apart. Something's going to pull on you more than the other, but whatever gets, I don't know. Just deal with whatever this temptation is. It feels like a challenge for you, whoever I'm speaking to. It feels like it's a challenge, but you have the power and everything. Okay, so an example is if it's a person, the only thing you got to do is let them go. They're not even going to put up a fight to stay. I don't know what it is that they give you. They feed you somehow. Maybe are they providing you with actual food? Like, I don't know. Or are they feeding your ego? Are they somebody that just feeds your ego? Because I don't believe that this person is connected to your heart space at all. It feels so superficial. Place energy where it belongs, if it belongs. If that's yours, then you know what you need to do. Because again, if it's a person, if it's a job, if it's a place, if it's an atmosphere, environment, even a habit, it's literally a nip and tuck type situation, and it's gone. So I know that I'm talking to somebody at this moment, that you're only holding on to it for your own personal but toxic reasons. That's why I say it doesn't feel like it has anything to do with the person or the place or the thing. It'll easily subside. It'll easily leave. But you're unwilling to cut it because it's feeding something within you, okay? And it's not a good feeding, okay? It's not a good feeding. Four of Wands. Just to piggyback off of what I just said, for some of y'all, it's a marriage. It's a relationship. For some of y'all, it's an old home. For some of y'all, it's an old community. It's an old sisterhood, brotherhood. It's an old church. And I'm saying old, meaning you've been in it for so long and you know that it is no longer feeding you the way it needs to be feeding you. But for some reason, it's offering you, it offers you some type of shelter, whether it's a physical shelter or shelter, emotional shelter, egotistical shelter. Maybe you're top of this community. Maybe you don't want to step down because there's, maybe your pride is in the way. Maybe the husband, the boyfriend, the girlfriend, the boyfriend, maybe they are someone of stature, but you know that the love been gone, but you still benefit from having this person in your life. They still have access to stuff. So you're only keeping them around for the benefits, not because of love. I mean, place the energy where it belongs, y'all, but I'm seeing it. It is here. Many of you may live in nice top tier communities, but the community you've had a lot of issues with the community. You're the neighbors or I don't know. It's just not a healthy community for who you are now. But maybe the house is big and beautiful and you like being known for living in this big, beautiful house, but the community hates you there. And quite frankly, you don't really even fit in with the community anymore. And there's a way for you to, because if you're renting, there's a way for you to just break the lease, or maybe you're not on a lease. And if you own the home in the community, it could easily be sold for, what you desire, but you won't let it go. So I'm just giving scenarios and examples that could not be your truth. Place your energy in this situation if you know you resonate with this part. Whatever that devil energy is, whatever it is and however it's challenging you, you absolutely have to cut it. But you're not choosing to cut it, okay? You're not choosing to cut it. All right, 43 minutes in. Let me go. I don't want to let you go, Taurus, because I love reading for us. I really do. The Lovers. Let me pull because I don't know if this is in relation to what I just spoke about. Because I did pick up on the fact that it was, for most of y'all, it was a partner. But then again, it could be other things too. So let me pull let me put an additional card. Which cards do I want to use? Use my fairies. Thank you. Sweet, sweet fairies. Give me a clarity card for this lovers. Is this lovers a healthy? Is this new love coming in? Or is this about an ultimatum? Is this about commitment? Is it about disharmony? What is it about? Thank you. Show me clearly if there's any jumpers. Reveal yourself. Okay. The Queen of Pentacles. So the bottom of this card says, be practical with respect to how you proceed. The ability to make anything more beautiful. Meeting someone who can help your dreams come true. So the Queen of Pentacles is, in my opinion, Taurus's card. Now, some people believe that it is the King of Pentacles. I am one of those spiritualists and readers. I don't equate the King of Pentacles to Taurus. In my deepest, most divine opinion, that is Capricorn's energy. Okay? Tauruses, in the respect of how we get our money, is very feminine. Okay? It's very graceful. Where the King of Pentacles is more direct, a little more masculine, a little more consistent, where we're more stylish with how we do things. And we also understand the power of our manifestation and the power of our magnetism. So a lot of times, Taurus people, male and female, things just come to us. Okay? And I ain't talking about just money, because sometimes a lot of times money is the middleman with Tauruses. We are able to get, we can go straight to the thing that it is that we're seeking. Or if money is needed, we are able to manifest that as often as needed for things that we want to manifest in our lives. So I see Queen of Autumn, which is Queen of Pentacles in this deck, being a little more in alignment with Tauruses than King of Pentacles. So I like to explain that, because if you watch other readers, they're going to say that King of Pentacles is Taurus. And even on some of my tarot decks, it denotes a bull in the background of a lot of the cards of the King of Pentacles. But I just don't see it as a Taurus woman with a Capricorn moon. So I benefit from the card either way. But I'm saying when it comes to just straight Taurus, they're more Queen of Autumn, okay? Now, I could go deeper, because depending on the decan of Taurus, if you're the middle decan of Taurus, I believe that you are, actually, it's the last decan of Taurus. You have more Capricornia type energy. So maybe those May 13th, 14th, 15th, the ending part, the third decan Tauruses are a little more in alignment with the King of Pentacles than the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, but I won't go deep off into that. I just know that this Lovers card, in my opinion, is you getting back in alignment with allowing things to come to you. To me, this is not about another person. This is a commitment to you, Taurus. This is a commitment to sitting back down on the throne. I think Uranus had Taurus is up off the throne, having to put in a lot of work. We've been in a masculine energy for the last 5-6 years because of Uranus. I do believe that it had us up off the throne, putting in work. For those of us who put in that work, we have been blessed with the wheel of fortune. We have been blessed to arrive at our destiny. And what does that destiny bring? A new path where everything that you have been working hard for is on this new path. You ain't got to do nothing no more. So I think that this Queen of Pentacles is a beautiful representation of what the Lovers card is telling you. Fall back in love with being easy to manifest the things that you want. Fall back in love with sitting on the throne and pointing what you want and it coming to you. Fall back in love with being the Empress. Fall back in love with being the Emperor, somebody who is in charge and has authority over their abundance. This is just a realignment, getting back to who we are by nature, getting back in alignment with what it is that you've always been able to do. But of course, Uranus came through and tested all of that, took some of those powers away because it wanted to know, can we survive when we don't have access to our mojo? Can we survive? Can we still make shit happen for ourselves when we have to physically get out there and put some blood, sweat, and tears into stuff? And because many of us showed and proved that we can hold our own, now we can go back to the throne. We can sit down and allow this new path to unfold all the wonders of the world that we have been manifesting. Allow those things to unfold and just enjoy life exuberantly, right? Opulently, radiantly. Okay? Let the universe bestow all of its greatness onto you, Taurus, because we deserve that. Okay? Now, if you don't feel like you deserve it, as I mentioned earlier, nobody's gonna bend your wrist back to make you move in greatness. If you want to move in moderate energy, go right ahead. But I myself choose to reposition myself on the throne, right? From the throne I came, and to the throne I shall return. Okay, so let's get you guys a few cards pulled with some crystals on them. Each reading I've done thus far has received crystals. So I'm going to give you guys some too. Also, let me tell y'all, because I started with Capricorn. So Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, every last one of them, the King of Pentacles came out. You are, so far, because I have some more to go, so far, you're the only reading where the King of Pentacles did not come out. The Queen of Pentacles came out. So to me, that just aligns me with what I was already saying, that we are, because the Queen of Pentacles is so practical. She doesn't do a lot. She manifests from the throne. That's who she is. Now, she's because it's a word. She's grateful. Thank you. She's gracious, but she's grateful. So a lot of the reasons that she's blessed, and I'm saying she, but this isn't a gender specific reading. I'm only saying she because it's the queen, right? But a lot of the reasons that she's able to manifest is because gratitude brings about so much more of what it is that you got, or what it is that you're longing for and desiring. You put yourself on the frequency of deserving it when you show gratitude for what you already have. And that is one of the things Tauruses do. Very, very gracious and grateful species of beings. I'm so proud to be a Taurus. Aren't you? Okay. And so sorry about that phone ringing, you guys. All right, so let's get some crystals out here for Taurus. This is the longest reading I have ever done, so it's going to take forever to upload, but when it does upload, it won't matter. Whenever you get this reading, Taurus, eat it. It is yours. Eat down. Do you hear me? It is your reading, Taurus. All right, good flow. Yes, indeed. Malachite, really good stone for Taurus. It's a stone of change, and it's a stone of quick heart space, quick heart space merging. I think that's the word I want to use. Really good for, now, disclaimer, how other people use their crystals and what other people say the meaning is for, I don't have nothing to do with what other people do. I am such a solitary, sovereign practitioner. I work with crystals and I find out how they work for me. And then I come and I share how I've used them and how they've benefited me or affected me, right? So I can't tell anybody else what to do. I'm only giving suggestions, and then you go do your own research. You should be a student forever, always learning, right? But how I use malachite is it grounds me, number one, in my how I want to grow and how I organize my growth. That's what malachite helps me do. When I am in need of structure, because I am trying to grow something, whether it's growing something outside of me or growing something within, it doesn't matter. I ground in that very easily when I work with malachite. Okay, so yes, it is a hard space inducer, but it is also a conductor. Okay, it can kind of throt you over into a more Saturn based type of energy, when again, when you are trying to put in that work and you need to grow something that may be keeping you from being able to stay focused and stay grounded in that work or in the beginnings of doing the work. Okay, so malachite is good. Work with it. If you get it, figure out what it does for you. Okay, because it could do something totally different for you. All right, show me one more for Taurus. I have that too. Camba. Okay, Camba by Jasper. So in this, can you see? I think you can. So you see that pink and green and black, right? Pink, green, and black. When I work with Camba Jasper, I also work with my Unikite. And I told somebody else about Unikite in one of the previous readings, but Unikite is green and pink. That is a hard space so when I'm angry at people and I want to hurt them down, I want to get at ya. I work with rose quartz and my Unikite. Because that helps me. Number one, it realigns me with self-love. And when you have an immense abundance of self-love, then you're able to, almost like you're able to see why other people did what they did to you. Okay. And then it gives you a sense of compassion. So you're growing compassion. Anytime there's green in a stone, that's about growth. That's about growth. You need to grow something. You want to work with a green stone. If there's other colors etched in it, then that other color will determine what it is that you do with what it is that you're trying to grow, right? So this has green, pink, and black. This stone is a stone of, number one, shadow work, growth, and self-love. Green, pink, and black. So all three of those things, most of the time when people are doing shadow work, that's what you are tapping into. Okay, you're tapping your heart space, you're tapping self-love, and you're tapping these things on a higher level, not the mundane level, on a higher level. So you can work with this. I pair it with Unikite. Okay, I pair it with another green pinkish stone, because when I'm growing in me, I want that to be top tier. I want that to be upper echelon. I have to do that because I help other people. So I can't allow things outside to make me cold and dark and heavy and hateful and evil. And let me tell you something, it has happened, because the world will turn you away from your element. Okay, it will test your character. So when I want to stay leveled, okay, I work with stones that ground me in me. Okay, they ground me in me. And who am I? A goddess. I came down here to teach. I came down here to guide. I came down here to share love. Now, some people think love is, whimsical. I ain't talking about that kind of love. I ain't talking about that goofy love. I ain't talking about the whimsical, wanderlust type of love. I'm talking about the love that allows you to understand who people are before they even open their mouths. Okay, and that kind of love comes from an inner knowing first, right? So I won't go any deeper on that. I feel like I have given you guys enough information. Lord have mercy, it's gonna take so long to upload this reading, but I do hope that this was a resourceful reading for you. Understand who you are, Taurus. Keep in mind that, for a little while, because I do believe we're gonna be switched out in about 4 or 5 years, but right now we are God's favorite. We are the universe's favorite. There is favoritism in the universes. So whether you like that or not, if you're here visiting, trying to figure out what's going on with your Taurus, listen, unless you're here on unless your intentions are good here, just know that Venus does not play about the Tauruses. Okay, and now that Venus has connected to I'm sorry, not Venus. Now that Uranus has let Taurus go, and we are well-rounded and resolved and refined, don't fuck with no Taurus, because it ain't gonna be much that we got to do. Matter of fact, it ain't gonna be nothing we got to do. We are in our love, leisure, soft life era, men and women. And if you come fucking with that, you're gonna see a wrath that ain't even gonna come from us. We're immensely protected by the universe. Leave a Taurus alone, because I can guarantee you a Taurus ain't gonna bother you unless you are messing with a Taurus's kids or a Taurus's shelter or a Taurus's money. Then we have every right to raise up on you, and you will get control out deleted off the earth. Okay. All right, good people. Thank you so much for being here. Subscribe, like, share, comment. Ferris wheel. Okay. Bye bye.